Hey folks, welcome back to the Dyson Sphere program. Last time, while working on our mall, we determined we needed to work on plasma exciters and photon containers, and returned here to All Wade 1 to begin to work on that. So we've set up an additional 480 iron ingots per minute into our PLS system. In terms of what we're going to do next, we've got prisms coming in from off-planet. For the plasma exciters, we're going to need to craft some magnetic coils. That's going to require magnets and copper. So, why don't we get raw materials going with this sort of pattern? I do think, however, before we leave here, that it might be wise to set down some defenses that I don't have available. So, I think we'll head home real quick. Yeah, let's head home and pick up some... No, I never built defense automation, so I'd have to build it wherever I was anyway. How many of these can I build? Let's get 10 of these. That seems fine. Our replicator should actually be a lot faster. We got another 50% upgrade last episode. So, let's see. I don't know exactly where we're going to put this, but let's see if we can cover... Yeah, we can cover this whole area like this. That seems fine. And then we can set up a couple of defenses here, like this. I should have some extra stuff here. There we go. It's interesting that it's putting in 12 instead of 100 now. Huh. Alright, well, let's also set down a signal tower that covers all of this infrastructure. So if anybody comes here to attack, they'll attack the signal tower first, while the missile network on the planet resolves that problem for us. Looks like we do need one more Tesla tower here. So this is now defended, right? So the next thing we want to do is we want to find some more iron and get some magnets into our PLS system. We'd also like to get some copper ingots in as well. So let's see if we can find another iron vein somewhere that we're not using. I see plenty of titanium. Let's see. We've got copper. Yeah, a lot of the iron's in use already. Looks like we have some iron veins here. And some copper there. So why don't we set up another PLS here and we'll feed in copper ingots and magnets right about here. Where was that? Let's see. These iron veins and this copper. Yes, that seems fine. Okay. So there's the iron, here's the copper. Let's set the our PLS down right in the middle. All right. You are going to take in copper and magnets. You're going to supply to the local PLS. We'll limit you to 3,000. Seems good. We'll fill you up with drones. We'll set your minimum load, and we'll get you powered on and ready to rock. All right. Maybe something like that. And then we'll connect them up. Seems good. Okay, let's come over here, and let's figure out what we're going to do for... Who's this? There's a relay landing on Clement Star. We might have a problem there later. We've got 8 iron veins here. Let's just tap this out. Let's do, I guess, 4 and 4, or we can double dip a little bit. Let's do 5 and 5. So 180 plus 180. Yeah, that seems good. So that'll get us 360 ore per minute. Something odd going on there. Yeah, there we go. Let's bring that like that. Let's bring this like this. And then we will, I guess, loop around like here. So I think I can reuse my ingot recipe here and just switch it over to making magnets. Ores on the top goes right to left. That should be fine. Connect this up. Okay, now, oh, actually, that's a mistake. I need to get rid of all this, because I shouldn't have connected it until I was ready to... just made a bunch of iron ingots for ourselves. I should have connected it until I fixed the recipe. Alright, so let's try that again. We will set you up right here. And then instead of making iron ingots... we'll have you make magnets. I believe it's the same input. So if you're making magnets, it's not quite the same input. So we will use all 360 ore per minute. But we're going to produce, let's see, 1.5 seconds gets you 1 recipe, 3 seconds gets you 2 recipes, 30 gets you 20, 60 gets you 40. Is that right? 1.5 seconds gets you 1 recipe. 3 seconds gets you 2 recipes. 30 seconds gets you 10 times 2 is 20 recipes. And then double that, so 40. So each of these produces 40 per minute. So this will produce 40 times 6. This will be producing 240 magnets per minute. Do we want to get a little bit more than that? I'm not sure. So we need the magnets for the plasma exciters. We don't need any magnets for the photon combiners. And they are going to need 4 coils to produce 1 magnet, 1 plasma exciter. 2 magnets gets you 2 coils with the copper input. But then the recipe here is slower. It's 2 seconds. So if we've got 240 coils, we can produce 60 plasma exciters per minute. Is that right? I think that's right. What is this? Coal veins exhausted on all wave 3. Okay, that could turn out to be a problem somewhere. I'm not sure. Let me focus on this math here. So for the plasma exciter, we're doing 22.5 recipes per minute. We'll probably put down 2 of them. Actually, I'd like more than that. If we use Mark II assemblers, we can get 30 per minute. So that's 60 per minute. That feels pretty good. So 60 per minute means we need 4 times as much magnetic coils. 60 per minute gives us, times 4 is 240 magnets we need. And I think that's what we just said we're producing here. So, okay, we should be able to support 2 full Mark II assemblers of plasma exciters with these magnets. So everything's set to magnets. Let's connect up the ore. And then let's feed it into the planetary tower here. We should see magnets coming out, right? Yeah. So this is producing 240 magnets per minute. That's going to let us get 240 magnetic coils per minute, which should allow us to do 60 plasma exciters per minute. Okay. So now we need to do the copper, and I think I think we need even less copper than we need anything else. Although we're going to need copper for, we're also going to need copper for the circuit boards, right? Yeah. So I think we go for like 720 here. I think that's fine. Let's put down our blueprint for ingots. Let's wrap you around like this. And let's send you into the tower this way. That seems fine. And then another one here. Let's get these connected up. So we're going to need 720 ore per minute. And we need to change all these from iron to copper. Copper recipe is 1 for 1. Yeah, okay. I've run out of smelters again, so let me make some of those. What do I need here? I'm going to be out of... It's making circuit boards for me. Okay. Okay. So that's going to be 720 copper ingots per minute we're feeding in. Let's get that connected to the tower. Like so. And then let's get our ore. Okay, we have a lot of veins here, so we should be able to make this happen. So we want four miners mining 5 each, right? That's 180 per minute. All right, there's 180 per minute there. There's another 180. I'd like to get some of these middle ones, if possible. Something like... There we go. There's another 5. And then these two in here aren't getting hit. These two in the middle. Let me see if I can snag these somehow. There we go. I need one more. Just there. Perfect. Okay. So there's our ore. Let's get that connected up. All right, there's our ore setup. Looks good. Let's get some power flowing like this and then like this. Okay. So we should see all, we should be able to power all of these. We should see them all get going here. We should have enough ore for that. And I think this is going to put, yes, very nice. Everything's running. That's 720 iron ingots going into the system here. And we are going to supply it, excuse me, we're going to supply it to whoever wants it. That's fine. So we've got iron, copper, and magnets in the PLS now. I do wonder if we shouldn't set up some more defenses. Like, a lot of this looks undefended. And you never know when somebody's going to throw down. Somebody's going to attack us from somewhere. This is kind of an outer edge here, these mines. So maybe we place some defenses between these two mines. Let's see, what can I actually do here? I can cover a lot of this with something like this in terms of coverage for repairs. So let's set you down there. Let's get you a couple of turrets and a signal tower. That seems pretty good. Let's fill you up. It's very strange that it only puts in like a little bit if I don't hold the tab key down. I guess that's fine that I can just hold the tab key down. All right, we got a little bit more defenses going on. We've got our resources, our smelted resources in the tower. So what's left? For plasma exciters, where's this landing? Clement Star again? Yikes. What just happened? What was that noise? Research progress is too slow. Okay. For plasma exciters, we're going to have to craft... We're going to have to retrieve prisms and craft coils. So why don't we start there? Who's going to have prisms available? Or where do I get prisms? This tower has 2 slots available. We can craft the coils here, actually. We can siphon off the magnets and the ingots that we want to use here, and then have the overflow go into this tower. So why don't we do coil production here to start, and then we call down prisms here as well and use that. Okay, so let's do 2 Mark II producers here. Or Mark II assemblers. You're going to make plasma exciters. Copy and paste. You're going to feed your output into the tower. Why don't you come in like this? Oh, I have another line there. Okay, so you'll feed your plasma exciters into the tower. And you are going to supply plasma exciters to whoever wants it. Which will be an ILS system. And then you're going to call down prisms. You're going to demand prisms here. From the ILS. Right? Right, I think that's right. Okay, so if you're producing plasma exciters, these will produce 30 per minute. Right, and so we're going to be doing 60 times 4 for the magnetic coils is 240. So we need the full output of this magnet line to go into making magnetic coils before it goes in here. So let's put in a splitter and a priority line. Or we could just use a sorter, right? This can handle 6 trips per grid per second. This can handle 360. And we only need 240. So we'll have another line over here that pulls off and goes into production of magnetic coils. So let's see. The prisms are going to come from here, from the PLS, and feed in. Somehow I've got a dog leg here that I don't want. You're going to feed into these 2. So let's set you to prisms. And let's configure one of our ILS systems to get prisms from off-world. Where is our ILS? Do you have a free slot? You do not. Do you have a free slot? You don't. What about you? You don't have a free slot either. So I guess we'll just set down another ILS right near where we are. No reason not to just plop it down right here, right? Let's see. You appear to be centered on this latitude line. Okay. Let's get you some power. How are we looking for power right now, by the way? What's our power demand? We're near full demand. So we probably need to throw down some more geothermals. And we can do that right over here since I have a bunch with me. Let's just throw a couple of these down. So that's under power, right? Geothermal power station. They have these numbers on them. 123, 117, 114, 118, 120, 114, 109. That should add a bunch of power into the system. Let's take a look. Yes, we've gotten ourselves another 45, 50 megawatts or so. That's fine. Okay. Now, as for you, you're going to start by demanding, let's make sure minimum load of drones is at 100%. You're going to start by demanding prisms. You're going to supply locally and demand remotely. And we're going to set your max at 3,000. Okay, looks good. There are prisms coming in right now. They'll come in on drones here, then they'll make the short hop, or they'll come in on vessels here, make the short drop hop over here with drones, and then it'll become available here. And it'll come out on this conveyor belt. So that's the prisms. Now we need magnetic coils. So let's have another line coming like, I don't know, like this. To provide the magnetic coils. I'm running a little bit low on belts, so let's snag some from our inventory logistics slots. All right, so take in prisms. And then take in magnetic coils. Now, how many do you need? You're going to be doing... You need 240. So we might actually need... I'm not sure if the sorters here are going to be sufficient. If one sorter is going to be sufficient. You are reaching across 2. You're doing 90. So that won't even come close. Can I... Let me see. Can I use an ordinary... Can I use a pile sorter here? I can. And you can do 600, I think. You can do 5 per trip. So you can do 300. 5 times 60... No, yeah, 5 times 60 is 300. Okay. Why does the pile sorter... I must not have... Single trip time, 0.05 seconds per grid. Load stack, unload stack. I guess this does 5... If this... I mean, it says it does 5 trips per second. That should be 300. And what you actually need is going to be... Let's see. We're doing 30 recipes times 4... You actually only need... I got the math wrong. You actually only need 120. So we don't need a pile sorter here. I was wrong. For 120, we can use Mark III sorters. And that should get me... 3 times 60 is 180. Yeah, that'll be sufficient. Okay. Sorter Mark III. Okay, so this line now needs to provide magnetic coils. We are going to throw in a splitter here. Or not. No, we'll just use a sorter. So let's put down what we need first. We need to produce 240 magnetic coils. Magnetic coils are made in this type of machine. An assembler. So if you're making me magnetic coils, how many can you make? I need 240. You're making 120, so 2 of you should be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and grab the magnets. So magnets will come in first, like this. Need to reverse this. Then we do our inputs here and here. And we grab what we need off the line with a sorter here. So 240, 6 times 60, 360. One of these should be sufficient. Let's see. If I power that on, does that pull everything off this line and put it on here? It should. We should see nothing going past it once these are turned on. So you also need now copper ingots, right? And then you need your output lines. Okay. So we need one more line of copper ingots coming from over here. Let's get that set up. Or actually, I guess we can just come out like this to do it. No reason not to, I think. Yeah, that'll work fine. Oh, did I use the wrong... I used the wrong type of, There we go. I used the wrong type of belt. So, once we get these powered on, we should have our plasma exciters in production, I think. Let's finish up the sorters. I need more sorter Mark 3s, I think. Did I bring more with me? I don't think I did. No, I did. Okay. Get another stack of these in here. Alright, sorter Mark 3 into the factory. And then we need our outputs here. Why is this empty? Because we're not producing magnets yet. Now, why are you sometimes not happening? Lack of material? Do I not have as much? Oh, this never got powered. Okay, let's get you powered for sure. Let's get the rest of this powered. We do need outputs for the finished product. Let's see. Let's see if this all works the way I hope it will. All right, let's get everybody powered up. Okay, so this does not appear to be working the way I hoped. It's not pulling everything off as fast as I wanted, so we're gonna put some more on. Just to make sure we get everything off this belt. It's not quite happening, is it? What if we change this to do... I guess it's because the belt is so fast. But what if we put on a pile sorter here and then start grabbing these off here like this? Is that sufficient? Nothing's getting past here now. It's getting to the third one sometimes. Looks like 3 is enough to grab everything off with the pile sorter help, and we'll leave the 4th one just as an emergency, just like in case. All right, so you guys are making magnetic coils, which are feeding in here. You guys are producing plasma exciters. Now, what is the slowdown? I'm seeing an occasional bit of slowdown here. No, I think they're up to speed now. So the only question that remains is, should we be proliferating here? If we sprayed the coils and the prisms, we could upgrade, we could get more throughput, right? And I think we do want to do that, so let's see. We might need a little space here. I might need to move this out. In fact, I think I will. Let me do it like this. Let's copy you over here. Well, let's get the belts first. So let's get a little bit more belt over here. And then a little bit more belt over here. And then a little bit more belt over here for the output. Okay. Let's copy you like that. Seems good. This is copper ingots, right? And then outputs over here. So we don't need you two. We need to extend you a bit. Why was there this space here? I guess there didn't need to be, but that's fine. So you come around here and hook up with this guy. And we'll delete you. And we'll add power here. Okay. So now we can put a sprayer right here for the magnetic coils, and we can put another one here for the prisms. We can ask for... Oh, let's see. We're getting prisms here. Do I just put down another ILS here or another PLS, or do we? Because we're calling in. I think we're calling in proliferator from off planet. I don't think we're making any here. I can't remember exactly. So no proliferator there. No proliferator there. It would be nice if you could get like a report screen that had all ILS and PLS towers on the planet and what they had in them. That'd be a really nice quality of life upgrade. What other things do I have on the planet? Here's my PLS. Or no, ILS. I think we checked these three already, right? Nobody's getting proliferator here. So we have those three PLS, and then we have some ILS around. So, yeah, I guess we need to call this in from off planet then. So let's do that. Let's have you request some proliferator Mark III. Demand from remote, supply to local. None in transit, huh? I thought we had this. Maybe we don't have this in. Maybe we don't have this in the ILS system. I guess we don't. I thought we would have, though. Oh, excuse me. Yikes. We have it in the ILS on Clement Star. That's where we made it. So it's not available yet because we don't have the warpers set up. So could I make some here? I would need to use. I don't have the carbon nanotubes. I have coal here, but I don't have the carbon nanotubes. Let's set this up for the future then. Let's just set it up for the future. Let's say we are going to ask for this from the PLS at some point. And once it becomes available, we will feed it out and run it through here. So should I run a belt just so that it's available so that it starts working as soon as it's available? I guess we should, because otherwise I'll forget to do it. So yeah, let's go ahead and grab an output here. I will come up to one height like this and hop over whatever lines are coming out of there. And then we'll go do something like this. And then into this bad boy like that. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. So once PLS becomes available in the system, it'll feed through... Yep, it'll feed through that sprayer and it'll end in that sprayer. Okay, that's probably fine. Anyway, that's plasma exciters done. We're currently getting 60 per minute, and once we get our proliferator into the system here, we'll be getting 75. That's not nothing. It's not a huge amount, but it's not nothing. So we want to supply this to the local... This has to supply over here, right? So we go ahead and ask for plasma exciters. Demand locally. Supply remotely. Right? So our plasma exciters can go home. I think that's set up correctly. Yes, that seems correct. So we don't have any... the music has all died for some reason. We don't have any... we don't have... I guess this is not demanded at home yet correctly. Let's do the same thing for our photon combiners. We are going to demand locally, supply remotely. And so that's the next thing we need to work on. For photon combiners, we're going to need, I believe, circuit boards, right? Prisms and circuit boards. Yes. Okay. So let's come over here and build a photon combiner factory. Get a couple of these going. Just, I don't know, just something like this. 1, 2. You guys are going to make photon combiners. So you're going to make 20 per minute. Yeah, 20 per minute. So we might want 3 of these. 20 per minute. All right, copy, paste, paste. And you guys are going to output into the tower. So let's take care of that. Okay, so you'll make 60 photon combiners per minute. We'd probably want to proliferate your inputs as well, which are going to be prisms and circuit boards. So we already have prisms coming out over here. Or where are the prisms? They're coming in here as well as coming in over here. So we can just pull them directly out of this tower. That's fine. Let's do that. Okay, there's our prism line. And then I wonder if we want to build circuit boards or if we want to just call them in. There are the prisms. I don't have room to call in. Yeah, I don't have room to call that in. So, if we were going to produce enough circuit boards for this, we would need how many? We're doing 20 recipes per second. We need 60 circuit boards. Okay. Do I have a blueprint for circuit boards? I do not. Okay. So, if we need 60 circuit boards per minute, what can we get from one Mark 1 assembler? We can get 22.5. We need Mark 2 assemblers here. We need 2... No, we need... Wait a minute. This is going to do 60 recipes and produce 120 circuit boards. And we only need, I think we said 60? Is that right? Yeah, we only need 60. So we don't actually... We just need one. One Mark 1 assembler will make more than we need. So let's do that then. Okay, so you are going to come to... there, I think? Does that leave us the room we need? Yes, okay. You are going to produce circuit boards, and you're going to produce 90 per minute. Excellent. So, let's go ahead and get our circuit board inputs, get our circuit board output, and then we just need copper and iron, right? So copper we have over here, going in here. Maybe we pull off a line, send it back along. We don't need much. Should be able to bring this over here like this and feed it in. Like that. Seems fine. Let's pull some of this copper off. Using the wrong sorter. You'll be able to do what? How much? 6 trips, you'll be able to pull off 360 copper ingots per minute. That's more than we need, I think. Yeah. For you, we're gonna need barely... We're gonna need 45 and then 90 iron. Okay. So this should be more than enough. Feeding the copper. And then where are we getting the iron from? I think we have to call it down. Yeah, we're gonna have to call it down. Or no, what is this? Are these ingots? What's going on over here? This is ore, right? That's ore. It's feeding into ingot production over here. And all of this is feeding into something else. Steel production? This is a lot of production. Okay. Well, we need iron. We're gonna have to call it in from somewhere. You're kind of full with stuff. I guess we could get iron here, right? There's no reason not to. Not to. It's a slot in a tower, so we're gonna demand locally. And then we're gonna be storage. We're not gonna supply remotely or locally. We're just gonna be storage. Storage for remote. I guess that's how that works. Demand remotely, supply remotely. I think we just leave it as storage. And then we just run a line over here. I think that's right. So here comes our iron ingots, and we can tie everything together, power it on, and see if it works as intended. Okay, so let's do some power. Looks like one will suffice, one tower. If it's connected to something. Like so. Okay, so you're making circuit boards, which is supplying sufficient amounts of circuit boards for these three guys, along with the prisms coming in, to make their delicious... There's another research done, to make their delicious photon combiners. Now, the one thing left to do is... If I wanted to spray this with proliferator, which I think I do, we have to change the layout here a bit. So instead of outputting here, we will output here, like this, and then loop it back around. Somehow I used a Mark 1 conveyor belt here. I guess I'm still doing that out of habit. I'm still clicking here. Let's put a sprayer on this. And then, so that's the circuit boards, and then we also want a sprayer on the prisms. And then we need to get... Where did we determine that the line would be for... Actually, if I delete this and put down one more power thingy here, that should hook it up just fine. Where did we determine that the proliferator was going to arrive? Here? Yeah, proliferator should technically arrive here. And we can feed it back in on this line, I guess? Sure, why not? Let's do that. So we need to go through this one. And then come along here and get in that one somehow. So I guess we have to go up and around and over. Like this, and then into that sprayer. Okay. So it's not going to happen yet, but with that, I think we're done here. We've improved our production for the photon combiners and the plasma exciters. And they're all feeding into... We should see them in here. We've got 150, 149. We're supplying to remote. So it's slow, but it's functioning. I felt there should be more of this. Did I break this somehow, or have some of them been in transit already, maybe? Let's see. Yes, they're already in transit back to Alwade 3. So I forget what the carrying capacity is. 50 for the drones and 400 for the Stellars. So when we see one of these hit 400, it should fly off to another planet, which will just take a minute or two. I'll call the episode here, and I'll while I ramble on about my thoughts, we'll see if one of these hits 400. But yeah, so we've fixed a bottleneck or a throughput issue on 2 of our resources, and I feel we've done so in a fairly renewable way by using ILS, PLS, and blueprints. We've set ourselves up for the future. There we can see. Now, why, if the load of interstellars, if the interstellars can carry 400, why did this just take off with 50? Because this is the interstellar logistics station. Is somebody else on the planet asking for plasma exciters? Because it seems like that would be a drone and not an interstellar that was carrying that. Let's take a look around the planet. Again, I really wish, if you're a mod maker watching this, if you could make some sort of report screen for ILS and PLS, that'd be fantastic. You are supplying plasma exciters, so you're not the problem. Let me turn off veins for a second to make it easier to see the actual things. What are you asking for? You're not asking for plasma. You're not asking for plasma. What about you guys? No plasma there. No plasma there. Yeah, I'm not sure who's carrying 50 units of plasma and why. What are you doing? No plasma there. And then we're back here. It doesn't seem like anybody should be carrying 50. It seems like somebody should be carrying 400, but... Well, I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but... the main thing is we've improved our production here, and that's going to help us back home, I think. Moving on, we're getting a lot of slow research going. We probably need to go pick up another load of processors from Clement Star and check out what's going on with the dark fog over there. I'm not seeing any like destroyed stuff, so it hasn't gotten too bad. But they did set down a couple of relays, so we need to check on that. They're probably building up bases right now that we're going to have to deal with. And other than that, we're going to continue with our mall. So let's see. We finished logistics, so next time we're going to get into production. And there are more shortfalls, more holes to fix, more bottlenecks to find. Lots of work to be done. And lots of fun to be had doing it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, watching me think through this process and get these problems solved, build these production chains, and kind of like work towards a fully automated future. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.